What up everybody, it's your boy Numemo here, back with another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to make a chill beat. You know, something mellow, something laid back, you know, the kind of music, you know, you can relax to, you can study with, all that. There's a bunch of channels on YouTube now that have like lo-fi, chill hop kind of beats where it's kind of just like chill music that you can like study to, relax to. And I tried to make a beat just like that for a recent collaboration that I did with an animator called Jeff Notes. If you haven't seen the video, I'll link it up here, but it's pretty much like an animation that we kind of collaborated on. And you know, I did like I played some of the keys and played some of the instruments in the background, and yeah, I pretty much made a brand new song for that. And it's a really chill, really mellow track, so I figured why not make kind of like a how-to video, show you guys what the Logic Pro X session looks like for that particular project. So let's jump in. Here it is. The first thing that I started with on the track were those chords. You know, nice mellow chords. And what I did right away, I did like a massive patch called Going to California. And then I put these filters here because I wanted to get rid of some of the low end and I wanted to get rid of some of the high end. So I applied those, I applied some EQ onto that using FabFilter Pro Q. And then I just doubled that same melody, but I just did it on a higher octave. So instead of just, I made it, give it a nice brightness. Know what I'm saying? Then afterwards, got a snare over here that I added like a spacey, this Space Designer reverb I added to the snare. I applied it right on the same track because I'm just lazy like that. And then I also did a filter on there as well to kind of get rid of some of the super high end on that snare sound. For some reason I like to add my drum samples using this Ultra Beat thing. There's probably a million better ways to do it, but it's been working for me. And if it's not broken, you know, don't fix it. I mean, wait, is that how it goes? If you guys know of any good drum sequencing VSTs, I think there's a good one called Geist, but I haven't really used it yet. Ultra Beat it is for now. So I have Ultra Beat, I have Pro Q, and then I have this Space Designer reverb to make that. See, has a nice little decay at the end. I think it's pretty fresh. And then we have When the Beat Drops. For When the Beat Drops, I added a whole bunch of long sweeps from the Cashmere drum pack or whatever. A lot going on once that beat drops. Before we get to the beat drop, I actually want to show you guys this. You might have noticed that I added kind of like I kind of looped like a rain and thunder sound effect thing that I tucked under the music, just to give it a little bit more space and stuff like that. It just makes the beat sound a bit fuller than it would otherwise. So I included that there, and then for the intro, I played these this little melody. So here's how it actually starts. And for that piano intro, what I used was Addictive Keys. This is pretty much the only piano plugin that I'm using these days. And yeah, so like I said, I also added this little, you know, sounds like a little storm, little rainy day. Get you in the feels. Cool. And then we have like these sweep sounds. Yeah. Nice. Another thing that I did in the transition was that I actually automated the sound of the rain to get louder, to kind of make it more dramatic and louder right before the beat drop. So this is how it sounds. And that's all I did to kind of give that a big dramatic build up and then drop. On the drop, so as you can see in this section, I removed the higher notes, the piano that I was playing on the higher octave, I removed in this section, and then when the beat drops, I bring in those. I bring it in again. So. So I kept that. I don't know what this is. Let's see what it is. Oh, there's like a little bell sound. Little bell sound that I kept in there. What's it called? Oh, I think it's the same sound. Going to California. All right. I like the volume is really low on it, as you can tell. Then I added this BA Future and then the 808, which are both bass sounds to kind of like make the beat sound super full when that beat drops. So we have. I like that. Every once in a while I'm making music and I do something like that and I'm like, this is fire. I just set off Alexa, I didn't even notice. Crazy. Alexa, shut up! No one's talking to you.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
No one's talking to her, it's crazy. So then I have here, it says piano accents, so let's hear what that is. There you go. Woo. I think I just like, I replayed 2 of the chords there, and I kind of like arpeggiated them a little bit. Hold on, let me mute the other stuff. Here it goes. I really like those. They give like it's like heavenly, you know what I mean? Cool, so all that comes together and it sounds like this on the beat drop. There's certain producers out there that are really good at making just like really chill beats that are good enough to kind of play throughout 3 or 4 minutes of a song and not need any vocals. And I don't know if I'm absolutely there yet where I think that my beats are dope enough where they can play for 4 minutes with no problem. But I'm trying. And some of the things that I do to try to keep my beats interesting throughout the track is that I try to like continue to add elements and take away elements as the song progresses to kind of keep the listener interested. So for example here, after the first 4 bars, I start this super chill. I do it again, I add this little melody at this part. Hey. And then again. Those 2 melodies I wanted to add there to kind of keep the beat feeling interesting. And then we kind of go into this weird section that honestly I don't really know what it is, but I don't know. It's cool. So here it is. And this, to be honest, I didn't actually play on the piano. I kind of just went into the piano roll and started putting these like little chords together. And here's what it sounds like with nothing. And I just looped it twice. So I'll play what that sounds like with everything. I have a feeling that I have keys in here that actually don't belong, but it sounds good, and I was like, I'm not gonna like overthink it, so whatever. And then I have kind of like another drop here. So after that section, got another drop. Part of like if you ask my boy July, he will be the first one to tell you. I think that one of the things that kind of like defines my style is kind of having like these like calm beats, or like these like sample or calm beats with like piano or a sample, and then like I love adding like these synths where I kind of like cut off all the high end, and that's what I did here. So as you can tell, I used the Pro Q again to cut off some of the high end, and so that's the so when it drops again, it just starts hitting on that downbeat. But then I also added this synth, and again cut off. Well, no, I didn't cut off high end on that one actually. I just removed the bass. Really like how those two sounds came together right there. So yeah, so that's what happens there. Another thing that I added on this like hard synth is I added this little Saturn effect. It's like a saturation effect that's part of that Fab Filter package. Yeah, kind of make it stand out a little more, I guess. And what I did at the end is I threw some raps on it. Long nights, a lot is on my mind. Can't rest, yo, I gotta grind. I look around, feel like I'm behind compared to those on my type of time. There you go. And so what I did in the beginning of that rap verse is I actually set up a reverse reverb, which is one of my favorite things to do. Kind of makes me feel like I'm teleporting onto the beat, and then I start rapping, wildin'. Long nights, a lot is on my mind. Can't rest, yo, I gotta grind. Oh, one thing that I had to do on this vocal performance is that I really didn't like the way it sounded, like super clean. So I had to add like a telephone effect. So this is what it sounds like clean. I got excuses for everything I ain't doing. I'm influenced by the homies that been cruising. And then I added like this, I did like this little phone effect here that makes it like cut a little bit more. Figure it out. I got excuses for everything I ain't doing. I'm influenced by the homies that been cruising. Yeah, my biggest fear is my time's. So yeah, I did that to kind of make the verse cut a little more, and I don't know, I just like the way it fit the vibe of the track. My favorite delay effect on this verse is right here. Patient, but I'm moving quick, and I know. So I'm staying patient, but I'm moving quick. Don't get confused, I stay patient, but I'm moving quick, and I know. Yeah, I know that I've been trying to figure it out. And yeah, that's pretty much the full Logic session for this track that I ended up titling Blue, parentheses, figure it out. And it's on my YouTube channel right now. If you want to hear the full version, you can go on my YouTube channel, and there's that animated video that I made with my boy Jeff Notes. Yeah, so you can pretty much hear how this all came together. After I had all of this, what I did was I actually bounced this. On the master, I applied like a ozone imager to kind of like spread it out, make the sound a little bit more stereo. And I did a little bit of EQing. I wanted to bring out some of the highs over here, so I did that. Bounced it out, and then I used Lander, which is like a mastering service. So I use Lander. I don't do mastering myself. So, and that's the track. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If any part of my workflow you have some advice for me or any notes or whatever, let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new things I could try or new ways to just, create music. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay updated with all my work. And yeah, also hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so whenever I post, you can get a notification, because these days I just post at very random times and random days. But I'd like for you to watch, so check me out. Always remember, create with what you have. You don't need much. And peace out, fellow friends. Much love.